Hello. So welcome to this session. So we're going to be working on abundance for this session. We're going to do a card pull. We're going to do some SRT clearing, and then at the end there's going to be a little mini Reiki meditation for abundance to tap into the frequency. All right, let's begin. And we have a little bit of sage right now going, just to kind of help to clear the field a little bit. So, all right, thank you. Okay, so before we do the cards, we're just going to do a quick little talk about abundance first. So a lot of times with abundance, typically people think about abundance as money. And that's not necessarily the case. Abundance can have to do with money and finances, but not necessarily. Abundance is just that. What do you have an abundance of in your life? What is there a lot of? And abundance can be something as simple as when you step outside and look at all the nature around you. There's abundance of nature. There's an abundance of the earth and things like that. Do you have an abundance of love in your life? Do you have an abundance of energy within yourself, and vitality? Like, really start to look at those things, because a lot of the times the things that we have, not everyone has, do you have an abundance of water? Is there safety? And let's also really talk about the fact that you're always abundant, even when things don't seem like they're going your way, because we make our realities. There's a truth of that, even though we might not always see it and understand it, but we create our own realities. So for instance, and that's just like what we focus on tends to grow, and we have more of it. That's just how the mind, I don't know the full term for it, but there is actually a thing in the mind. So say for instance, if you just bought a new car, you got a red car. So, and then you might start to pay attention. Now you start to notice more red cars on the road, because now this is something that has been brought into your perspective, your purview, something that is current in your life where a lot of your focus is on. So now you're starting to notice more red cars. Or if it's a car you want specifically, like, oh, I really like this car. So now you start to notice more of them on the road. That's one example, but it kind of shows that what you focus on is where your attention goes. So if a lot of things are not going right in your life, don't get me wrong, there are very 3D human aspects to it, let's just be honest. And there's also the aspect of the more you start to focus on those things, that's what you start to see. So if you're focusing on the things that you don't have more than the things that you do, that is the things that you're going to start to notice more, and then that could possibly be the things that start to grow more in your life, because that is where you're focusing your energy is going towards, versus focusing on the things that you do have and the things you want to bring more of what you do have into your life. Now, that's not always the case, don't get me wrong, but for the most part, like, energy goes where your attention is and what you focus on. So are you going to choose to focus on the things that you don't have, or are you going to focus on the things that you do, while shifting your reality to bring in more of what you desire, even if it's something that's not there now? I'm going to mention it because it just came up. The Ho'oponopono prayer. It's like a Hawaiian prayer. It's very simple. I mean, there's more to it, but you can start off with something as simple as saying to yourself, thank you, I forgive you, I love you. Hold on. Oh my goodness, hold on. My mind. Okay, my apologies, because I said that wrong. I'm like, hold on, that is not coming out right. The Ho'oponopono prayer is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And some people will literally just meditate saying that. You can listen to it, you can write it down, you can say it to others. Yeah, and some people will start to do that like multiple times. And over time, it's supposed to help to shift your frequency and energy for certain things, even if it's you're doing it towards yourself. You can literally look at yourself in the mirror and speak that to yourself also. So, and then if you start to work with it and it feels aligned, you can start to kind of play with the words or whatever it is too. Kind of see what else is coming through. I didn't feel like this was going to be a big talk. It's just kind of wanted to mention that it's not just finance. It's all the things around you and the opportunities, even if you don't see it. But there's like you are an abundant ball of magic and energy. You know, you had to be here in the 3D form. There's magic all through you. There's frequency and energy. So it makes sense that what you're focusing all of your intent or a good chunk of your energy on is going to be more of, whether that is what it seems like scarcity or lack of something or an abundance of something. And granted, it's not always just that simple, but that's a part of it. And yes, there is mindset work when it comes to abundance. There's also body work. A lot of times when we start to work on things in the mind and the emotions, sometimes we leave out the body. So I'm also going to mention there is working with your nervous system, working with your body so it feels safe to receive, so it feels safe to shift. And there's different layers to that. It depends on your situation and all of that too. But I will say, it feels like to say, paying attention to how you feel around others and people. Because sometimes a part of you might feel okay with someone, but there's a part of your being in your body that might not feel safe fully with them. Now, whether that is something that they have intentionally done or maybe unintentionally, like say for instance a child and a parent, you know, for instance, if maybe they weren't the safest parent for you, whether physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, doesn't have to be significant things, but that does not mean that your body and your inner child did not take it as something. So the adult you may have moved on from certain things, but when you're around them, the inner child, your body, a part of your nervous system does not fully feel safe to be all of who you are now, which is why sometimes you go back into certain patterns that maybe you did when you were a child or when you were younger, because a part of you is still locked into that. And it needs some help. It needs some support to start to move through that and feel safe, you know, around them or just in general in life. Do you, when it comes to putting yourself out there in whatever way that may be, you kind of freeze up and you basically don't accept certain opportunities to be seen or put yourself out there, whether it's for a job or a business opportunity or to collaborate or to make friends, you know? So some things you can do to start to work with your body. This is not just for abundance, this is period with your nervous system. You start to titrate. Instead of trying to force everything on your body at once, you start to give yourself smaller experience of things that you want to move towards. Do you want to put yourself out there more into the world for business or for personal? Maybe you start with something small. Instead of doing a full-on video or story about maybe what you see yourself doing, if it's something big, like speaking about some, I don't know, vlogging your journey, vlogging your travels or something like that. Maybe you start with something small. Maybe take a video of you walking down the street and you show your face for a quick second and then you just focus on what's outside. Or you don't show your face and you just talk while you're video recording it, or you do a voiceover. Maybe if you don't feel safe, for instance, or part of you doesn't feel safe with your parents, you around the person you've grown into now, because you feel like you're more free when you're not around them. Maybe you practice speaking something you feel uncomfortable saying around them, but it's part of how you usually talk or things you would talk about then. Now, every situation is different, so use your own discernment when I say these things. These are just invitations. You know, do you feel nervous about going to the gym? Maybe you are on a health journey and it just feels so unsafe. You just can't do it. You just can't. For whatever reason, like your body freezes up when it comes to people looking at you as you're, as some people say, struggling, but as you're in your process and journey, and you feel vulnerable and like that. Maybe you start with something simple, doing virtual classes. Maybe you do a walk outside and do 5 minutes where you're out when usually people are not focused on you. You're just walking and moving. And get used to just being out into the world, doing little things like walks. Maybe you have, if you use headphones or something for music or a podcast or whatever, maybe you do that. Maybe, you know, you get some clothes that you feel more dressed up in for the occasion of working out. Like, it's something simple, but it might help. Where you just feel more confident in what you're wearing as you're moving towards this journey, whether you're walking outside or walking or in a gym or doing it virtually or just starting in your house. Maybe you get a workout buddy to go with you, so that way you don't feel as awkward or vulnerable being by yourself. You have someone to chat with. Whether it's somebody that you work out with all the time or just sometimes. Once a week we meet at the gym, and other times you work out at home or go for a walk. Or you start with a personal trainer. What else? So these are examples. Now, ways to work with your body after you have done actions that you're moving towards is simple things like nourishing your body. Maybe is there a special cup of tea or something, or a drink that you really love that really feels safe and grounding to you, that's good for you, that you could drink after as part of your integration ritual. For instance, I love to make golden milk tea sometimes. It's an Ayurvedic drink, one of a common Ayurveda drink, typically made with coconut milk, or you can use any other, well, you can use any type of milk. It depends on the culture. But I usually use some type of vegan plant-based milk for me. But it's typically turmeric, milk, a little bit of some type of fat, like coconut oil, MCT oil, ghee. More traditionally, I like to use ghee, GHEE, or some other type of healthy fat. And then like a little bit of black pepper, because black pepper mixed with fat helps the body absorb the curcumin, if I'm saying it right, curcumin, the component in turmeric, which is great for inflammation, relaxing the body, just different. There's a lot more to it. But anywho, turmeric, golden milk is used a lot for things like relaxing the body. It's, some people use it to replace when you have a sweet craving, things like that. You can use it for a lot of other things. You can look it up. But for instance, I like golden milk. Or when I make tea, sometimes I love to make tea. Sometimes I'll add some type of fat to it. So I usually add ghee. Sometimes if I want a little bit more brain fuel energy, I'll add MCT oil. But ghee is very grounding. It's used a lot in Ayurvedic tradition. But usually when you use a type of fat with something, it's like a carrier. It basically helps the properties of the herbs and stuff to go deeper into the body. So it's very nourishing and grounding for the body. And I love it. It helps to really soothe the nervous system, I have found, at least for me personally, and other people that I've made certain drinks for. So even something as simple as having a cup of tea and adding a little bit of fat to it, it will help it go deeper into the body and it feel more nourishing. It's like when you're working with your body and your nervous system, it's about nourish, like how can you nourish and support these shifts? How can you love on yourself versus forcing yourself to do it? And sometimes you might just do something that requires you just jumping out there, and it might shock your system. I've done it multiple times. It's not the suggestion, but yeah. So anyway, maybe you need a nap. Sometimes when you do things that are new, that kind of pushes your system a little bit, you might get tired or sleepy after. That helps your body integrate and helps to rest and restore. Maybe you need a nice soak or bath. Maybe you do need, for you specifically, taking a walk or exercising is nourishing to you. Journaling. Yeah, and just basically self-care. Really is self-care, is whatever that may be. Getting a massage or something. Telling maybe your family or friends or partner, hey, I'm working on this. I need some time to myself after I finish this so I can integrate and rest. So maybe it's you getting some alone time, or maybe you need that time. Like, hey, I want to cuddle, maybe cuddling, because human connection and touch helps the body also feel safe. So maybe if you have a partner or someone you feel safe with, maybe cuddling after also will help to soothe your nervous system to feel safe. And actually, if it's a partner, say for instance, you're working through something with a partner, maybe for instance, you've had unhealthy relationships in the past, or you've had traumatic experiences, and now you're someone new that is healthier and things come up. So maybe you practice something that before you couldn't speak your truth without a big explosion or something happening. So maybe the thought of you speaking your truth now with your partner scares the crap out of you. It makes your body lock up. So maybe in that instance, you practice that, you have a safe partner that you can talk to and share your truth with. You practice this conversation, and then after you talk, they hold you as a way to help to recalibrate your system to say, this is safe now, things like that. So, and even with parents, for instance, or, you can let them know your journey if you feel comfortable enough. And if they maybe say to talk to them, like, maybe I need you to just be open to listen to what I have to say. You don't have to respond or anything else or whatever. If they are mature enough to say, I received what you said. Thank you for honoring your truth and leaving it at that. That can be a way. And even if they don't respond the way you want, that kind of triggers you again. What self-care practices do you have after you're out of that space to soothe yourself? Some people, you can literally hug yourself. You can literally hug yourself with both hands and literally kind of tap on your arms, or tap in the middle of your chest, kind of between like your breast, chest area. There's a spot there, like massaging it a little bit or tapping on it, things like that. Yeah, breathing exercises, orienting yourself to a space. So looking around, taking deep breaths, seeing what do you see? Like how many physical items can you see? What can you hear? Like maybe a couple of each item. What 3 things can you see? What 3 things can you hear? What can you feel? Is that a feeling like of your butt on the seat or the floor? Can you feel your feet on the ground? Maybe you put your hands on your thighs or your arms. Like, can you feel that? Sometimes if you have a part of your body that feels strong, putting your hands on it. So say for instance, your thighs, if you feel strong in your legs, putting your hands there as a way to remind you of your own inner strength and stability. So there's lots of things you can do, but those are some I can think off the top of my head. So yeah, all right. I'm gonna move on. We're gonna do the cards. Okay. Starting out for our cards, we were gonna be looking at our Wealthy Women's Oracle deck. What wants to come through? skip that one for now. Okay. We have the Rogue. Off the bat, I'm going to look at the cards or at the booklet to see what wants to come through also. But initially, I am getting black sheep, unicorn, being willing to do something different than others around you, being able to honor the beauty and the magic in what you are yourself. I'm also getting Aquarius energy, which came up recently in another one too. But I'm getting Aquarian energy, being different, being looked at as different or odd, and being okay with that. But we're going to... Times are rising. Oh, bum, bum. The Rogue, playful abundance, truths revealed. The Rogue is a misunderstood character. She moves in the shadows, playing jokes that often cause havoc and mayhem. But her intent is never to cause harm, only to quickly direct action to where it's most needed. She knows that sometimes the fastest way to create change is by creating disruption that causes us to switch out of autopilot and reevaluate. Unexpected expenses, sudden losses, and ironic occurrences are all part of the Rogue's way of revealing deeper truths that often go unnoticed. Wherever discontent or lack lurks, you will find the Rogue. She works stealthily as she tosses obstacles your way, hoping to disrupt and redirect you to a more pleasing path of prosperity. The Rogue is relentless in her work and stubbornly sticks around, causing turmoil, sometimes external, sometimes internal, sometimes both, until she gets your attention. She may be asking you to approach a money-making venture more playfully, or perhaps she's trying to help you understand that abundance isn't something to be sought, but something that merely needs to be uncovered within yourself. Look for the greater truth beneath the madness, the lack, or the frustration. By doing this, you'll find the key that unlocks your next level of abundance, and the Rogue will ease up on her antics. Ooh, I love that. Yes, more playfulness, learning to see the light in the shadows, even the hiccups that happen as you say. Love it, love it, love it. That's actually Aquarian energy too. Aquarian kind of carries the energy of Uranus also, which Uranus is the energy of sometimes sudden or big revelations, changes, sometimes disruptions to things. Can be disruptions in one's life, in the industry, in the collective, because typically Aquarius has to do with community and the world at a bigger picture, not just on a personal aspect. So, anywho, I love that. Okay, anything else for that? I just saw flashing dance as a way to bring in more playfulness when you create, when you want to manifest your abundance, by allowing yourself to dance, to move, to have fun, to look silly. You're tapping into a flow that's been waiting to be discovered within yourself, for whoever this is for. I'm also being pulled to this part of the card. It's making me think of temple, and I heard kind of like create your own temple or sanctuary, your own safe space that you can go to relax, to create, to manifest, to refine. Whether this is someone that's, if you're in business for yourself or others, if you're creating some type of offer, or whether you currently have clients or not, Just I'm hearing creating your own sanctuary and temple will help you to create space. And I'm going to give you some examples that's coming through. Say for someone who maybe lives with others or has a family and they don't really have space in their home to just kind of be to themselves, might not be the ideal. But what's coming to me is, even if you need to escape to the car for a few minutes, like literally I just saw someone take 5 or 10 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever, you know, prep themselves, they need to use the bathroom, whatever, and it was like, this is going to be my private time. They go for 15, 30 minutes. They take like a little candle. It doesn't have to be a real candle since you're going in a car. It can be like one of those flicker candles or something else. Get you some little sprays and spray and incense, and having like your car as a clean space. And literally you bring your journal out or music or whatever, and literally make that your temporary safe space and sanctuary and temple to do things, to whether it is thinking of new offers or refining, like doing life scripting or journaling for the day, whatever it may be. If I'm literally seeing somebody taking a walk first thing in the day or in the evening, and then once they come back before they go into the house, if they have a family, they sit in their car for a few minutes to journal, to just sit, to breathe, to transition. Literally too, you could, I know someone who used to go to the library a lot, and they used to rent the little mini study rooms. And that's something I've considered too, doing sometimes when I just want to change up my environment, or if I do need some space. Obviously you can go to the park, things like that, but typically for the library you can do that for free, and you can rent it out for a couple hours, and you can do the same thing. Set it up, bring your little spray, sage, a little flicker candle, whatever you need. Dress in your business attire. Some people like to do what they call CEO days, where they are literally reserve like a place in a restaurant, get their own little special corner. They do that like once a month or once a week, and this is their time to treat themselves and even not simulate, because you already have that frequency really, but kind of make it more of the norm to tap into that energy of honoring your energy and your time. This is kind of more for a business aspect that's coming up, but anyone can do it. So yeah, anyway, creating your safe space, your sanctuary, your temple. Okay, let's see what else. And you can even do it with friends too. I just heard, you know, create like a friend's business day or self-care day, or whether it is weekly, monthly, whatever, where you all get together and you all work on your business stuff, whatever it may be. So, okay. And I was just told to mention something kind of off topic, kind of not, but I am thinking about, well, I would like to start doing monthly group rituals live on YouTube. I don't know what each ritual is gonna be for the month. I'm just honestly letting spirit flow with me as I create content and what comes through until I kind of figure out my flow. But this month, for the new moon, which is what, in a few days or so, I was thinking about doing a group body double session. So basically we'll get together, I might pull some cards, quick cards, do a quick little kind of like grounding in meditation type thing. I might have a little road opener or candle magic going on, and then literally that is time for people to work on what they want to, if anybody comes live. So whether you want to work on a business plan, whether you want to work on working on a budget, whether you want to actually do those things, like, or work out or clean or something, where literally that is time to have a mirror of the energy of progress, getting something done. So anyway, I was just told to mention that. So I guess that will be what I'm doing, because I was thinking about it. So I don't know what time it's going to be, because I have to do something else I'm going to, but yes. Okay, anything else, Spirit? Okay. Anything else from this deck? Not now. Okay. So we might pull again from the Wealthy Women's Oracle deck. We might not. We might not. Okay. any of these other decks want to come up? This one? Okay. Kind of what to let go of, release, da da da. I'll vote for the phone. Okay. I'll put that to the side. Da da da. Anything. Okay. Surrender defensiveness. Defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, then offer a clear and non-defensive response. Okay. I just kind of got an example, almost like someone feels business like maybe you're in business for yourself or you're working on improving your skills. It feels like possibly like coaching or something like that. But there's an example I got of someone wants to show up more, be more of a leader. So they have a coach or mentor or someone, or they're taking some type of class, and it's like they got some constructive feedback that is positive to help them grow. It wasn't, I'm not getting it was directed to them in a negative way or to make them feel bad, but they took it that way. So they've kind of got their guard up, their walls up, so they're not really heeding the advice of their coach or mentor to help them improve, also to show up more, to serve others with value. And I just saw like an image of like a bottleneck. You know how sometimes things flow and then it's this bottleneck effect where things tighten and things back up. And I just kind of got the visual that is blocking up or backing up the flow of your abundance by not being open to listening to constructive feedback. If you see the smoke in the camera too, I still got my little sage incense going over to the side. So, okay. I know you wanna leave me, but I refuse to let you go. Surrender stress. Take a few deep breaths and exhale the tension you've built up in your body. Let the stress go as you come back to your center. I just saw someone almost like they're kind of stressed out, overthinking and over worrying about where they're going to get the money, honestly, for say like rent for the next month. Or maybe they're stressed out about finances when it comes to basic necessities like rent, groceries, utilities, stuff like that. And there's a kind of there's a mixed answer right here, because there's a very realistic thing of, yes, it is having playfulness and manifestation and working on the energetics of things is extremely important. And there's also the very real thing of sometimes it's harder to when something right in your face, especially when it comes to more necessities are not being met, or you're fearful or not sure where it's going to come from, especially when it's so soon. So the invitation that's coming through here is a multi-pronged answer. It is, yes, honor what is going on currently when it comes to necessities. So yes, there's a very real thing of if you're not sure where the abundance is going to come from for your rent for the next month or the month or the next month coming up, if it's not this current month, or something. So anywho, I'm going to get into it. There's an invitation for one to do something initially to get that charge off of you of like the over worry and the stress, because it is clouding your mind. You're so worried, which, understandably so. You're so worried and stressed out about this. You're not seeing opportunities that are right in front of you or ways you can maneuver things. So even if that is something as simple as switching up your budget for the next couple months, whether that is something that maybe you do need to do something for some extra income or abundance, or there's an opportunity in your face or coming in soon that is going to allow you to be able to take care of your basic necessities financially. So first, do something. Take a walk. If you need to literally scream, like there is a thing called primal, it's not really a thing, but you can tap into your own energy and frequency of primal screaming. Like I do this sometimes, where it's just like I feel like this overload and charge that wants to come out and needs to come out. So sometimes I'll just literally just scream, or I'll do like a chant, like a deep chant, like but I do it really loud, where I'm literally letting this energy out that is building up. You can do it in the car if it's just you, while you're driving, while you're moving. You can scream into a pillow. If you can scream into your place that you're at now without causing any issues, do what you need to do. If you need to go to the park, whatever. I'm seeing someone throwing ice, and this is a way some people work through anger and frustration. Like they have rage rooms and stuff. You can literally take some ice cubes and throw them as forcibly as possible, like in the tub or something, or outside where it's not going to create a big mess for you to have to clean up if you don't want to. There are different ways to work with your energy so you can discharge the buildup and things can be clear. So like I said, taking a walk, doing that, journaling, talking to somebody, whatever, but there's an invitation to get the top charge off, and that way you will be able to think more clearly. And then look around you to see if there's an opportunity, a very real, actionable opportunity that you can take right now to take care of your current things. And after that, and I'm here, let me say the examples too that's coming up. Is there an opportunity to take more hours at your job if you're working, or do something on the side? Is there an opportunity to have some type of collaboration with someone if you're in business, or if you offer services, or whether you're have a corporation or you're a solo entrepreneur, whatever it may be. So kind of looking, do you have things that you don't use anymore that you can sell, that you can rent or whatever, or rent out? There is just an invitation to be very real right now in the moment so you can take care of what you need to. And as you're doing that, how can you slowly start to shift your mindset too into seeing the abundance and the energy around you? So say if you're taking these actionable steps now, maybe throughout the day, or when you go to sleep, or when you wake up, maybe doing meditations and journaling on abundance. So this way you're taking care of what's in front of you now, but you're also slowly shifting, which, if we're being honest, some things can happen overnight. That's also a possibility. Some people literally, financial situations can shift overnight for the better. So that is always a possibility. So I want to kind of say that to not lose that or not feel hopeless that is not, because you never know everybody's situation and what they're meant to tap into something. So, but also, how can you slowly start to work with your body, your nervous system, to start to move towards more abundance, more wealth in general? So this is not something that is a normal thing or becomes a normal thing or has to continue to be a normal thing, So listening to maybe abundance or prosperity meditations, frequencies, subliminals and stuff at night when you go to bed, or when you wake up, or in the middle of the day, whenever you have time. How can you, maybe journaling on what does abundance look like? What does prosperity look like to me? And how does it feel in my body? What do I desire to feel? What do I desire my life to look like? What opportunities are around me, or what skill sets do I have that I'm not utilizing? What lights me up? What passions or things that I do, what lights me up? And when it lights me up, is this something that I could truly see myself doing? Is it just for myself, or is it something that I can see doing for others and with others? How can I create other streams of income? You know, if you have a heavy financial load, how can I start to lighten that load? You know, is it a budget based thing? Is it maybe I have all these unnecessary subscriptions or whatever that I don't need right now that I'm truly not utilizing, or that I could do, you know, that I can let go of for a little bit, whether for a little bit or period. You know, I feel like there's more into it. I'm seeing children too, and children doing entrepreneur type stuff. Not like, let me say this, not if you're the adult, not having them do this for you, but I don't know, I'm seeing something with children and entrepreneurship. So I don't know if maybe if this could be like honoring your inner child's desires, what you used to do. Maybe starting a family business type thing together. I'm not sure. I'm not even gonna try to, but I'm seeing something with children and entrepreneurship, or maybe it is a business with children, but it feels more like a child doing something, not a business geared towards children. It feels more like a child entrepreneur. So I'm not quite sure. Everybody's situation is different, so I guess kind of honor that, whatever comes up. Yes. And trust it all as well. Trust it all as well. And it is working out for you. Whether you see it or not, whether you see the big picture. If you've come to this, if you're listening to this, that is a sign and a symbol, if this resonates with you, that energy is already shifting. If you tapped into this, things are already starting to shift. So trust and have faith and allow the universe to work with you. And also acknowledge there might be steps that you also need to take for your own accountability too, whatever it may be. So, okay, let's see what else. Surrender to joy. Yes, playfulness. Okay. A key to positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. Indulge in random acts of smiling during both the hard and easy times. Keep surrendering to more joy. I mean, yeah, having fun and enjoying it. Looking for ways to play and kind of, like I said, dancing and bringing in that energy of playfulness and joy. And as they say, glimmers is like little moments of like joy throughout the day, or happiness. Like, look for the glimmers. You know, is it, oh, you know, I just had this beautiful conversation with this person, whether somebody you know or not, about this thing, and it just lit me up, or I felt so nourished by this, or this was nice to know that there are people like this out in the world, that we can have this interaction and go about our way, and we carry that with us. You know, oh, I had a moment to be like, I'm inviting more peace into my life. So say I'm getting an example, somebody that works a lot. Usually always having something to do at work, or always busy, even kind of taking their work home with them. They make the decision that I desire more peace in my life. So now, even if they don't realize it, slowly now they're starting to have more time to themselves at work, or to be undisturbed without somebody throwing something on them, or without having to do this. And it's like, dang, I have a moment where I can just get up and make me a cup of tea and sit here and enjoy this for a minute. Like, that is slowly starting to come in more. Or, you know, I have a moment where I can actually, before, where maybe I couldn't pick up my children from school or drop them off at school, now I can. You know, even if it's just a few minutes, even if it's just a hug, even if it's just a quick little, you know, moment of laughter. Okay, yeah. And that could be children, partner, animals, yourself, being in nature. Yeah. I know you wanna be, but I refuse to let you go. Okay, I'm kind of going to pull this one as I was putting the other cards back my eyes went to this at the bottom of the deck. Surrender stubbornness. If you're tensing up or taking a rigid stance about something, gently observe yourself and become more yielding. This will help you communicate more lovingly with others and yourself. Okay, abundance. Give me some insights, Spirit. Okay. I'm hearing let go of your ideas, or be open to the changing of your, I heard let go, but of what you think life is, should be, has to be, what it should be now, whatever it may be. Feels like an ideal of what your life should have been like by now, or how the things you should have had, or opportunities, or where you should be at in business or relationships, or whatever it may be. And it is clouding your judgment because you're so focused on, I just saw 5 of Cups energy. Emotionally, it's messing with your emotions because you're so focused on what you don't have or what you thought should be. You're not seeing what you do have, is basically what it is. And you're missing out. And you might possibly miss out on other opportunities if you kind of maintain this rigidness in the mind and your perspective. And I'm also getting, I just got a visual of, say someone is going out, like a woman, they're going out with, I think, their partner. Kids are coming up a lot for this reading because I'm getting like a partner and maybe some children, like they're out at, I don't know, like a Chuck E. Cheese or something, or a restaurant, and it's like they're having a moment where they can laugh and smile and joke, and their partner is laughing and smiling, and then they're just kind of like, their mood is like really sour because things are not, and it's not necessarily anything their partner did. It's not like a reason why, their partner didn't do anything to them. This is literally their own mindset about how things should and shouldn't be. Not saying that things are going badly, but just not how they would like. And maybe to them, this isn't the ideal situation of joy, peace, and happiness. I don't, everybody's situation is different. But I try not to use but that much, but I usually say and, because multiple truths can exist. So they could be laughing and joking and smiling, but because of the rigidness within their mind, as it says, and what they feel things should be and what they should look like, they have this sourness and bitterness, and it is kind of destroying the mood, not just for them, but others, and it's just, allow your mind to open. And maybe for some people, I just saw a gratitude journal, starting to work with the gratitude journal, especially when you notice moments of feeling like that, where things are just you're just looking around and you're seeing what you don't have or what you would like, and you're not really noticing what you do have. Working with the gratitude journal might be really nice, whether when you first get up, you take a moment throughout the day, or when you go to sleep. What am I grateful for? What happened today that I'm grateful for? And when you maybe are resting for the day or about to lay down, or when you first get up, what am I thankful for today? I'm alive. I'm drawing breath today. My partner's alive. My children's alive. I have a bed to sleep in. I have hot water. I have water, period. I have food, whatever it may be. Or I can look outside and I can see all the trees around me, or the abundance. If there is mainly earth, I can see all the earth, all this richness, all this opportunity for growth. I have a few minutes where I can just sit and be before I have to jump right up and get going. Or if I do have to jump up and get going, I have this way that I can bring in income that can help me take care of my necessities or my bills. If you're not able to take care of all of them, I have this where I can take care of this specific thing and I can prioritize this, and I have a way to slowly open myself up to bring in more income, more prosperity, more abundance, more laughter, more joy, whatever it may be. Those are kind of basic ones. I mean, you can get very specific or other things when it comes to business, love, relationships, but what is it? And if you truly can't think of anything, just start with the basics. I'm here. I'm alive. Because if you're listening to this, you're alive, which is a blessing. It's a miracle. There are so many blessings and miracles that are every day, that happen every day, but we don't see them as that. And it is. So maybe even just starting with the simplest thing. I'm alive. I drew breath today. And have the intention to let your team, spirit, whatever you're connected to, open your eyes to what the other blessings and miracles and moments of gratitude are in your life. And then start to write them down. Don't just say them, which is great, but you might need to actually start to write them down so you can actually see them. So in moments where you're not feeling it, you can come back to this and you can look through the different days, even if you start off with one thing a day that I'm alive, and eventually let that list grow. Okay. What else? Okay, I'm being pulled to my archetype deck. Oh, 1 to 2 cards max for this one. Okay. This one, which one? I feel like on both of them. So we'll start with these two. God. Light attributes, benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. Shadow attributes, despotism and cruelty, using power to control people. I'm just kind of looking. So I'm gonna just say, when I first looked at it, the guide made me think about kind of what I just was talking about, connecting to a higher power, like being connected for gratitude. But when I'm looking at this now, my attention is being brought to the fact that I pulled this upside down. So the shadow attributes, despotism. I'm not even gonna lie, I do not know what despotism is off the top of my head. And cruelty, using power to control people. Now that, okay, I got it now. I got it now. What's coming through? It's funny it came through after I said that. Okay. I'm getting someone who desires to use, not desires, who they use manipulation as a way to get what they want from others. And I'm literally seeing an image of a river starting to dry up. Okay, and I just got flashing red. So this is, I'm gonna be honest, this is more of a little bit of a warning to someone, for them to pay attention to. There is someone that likes to use manipulation. Do they know it or they don't know it? Indirectly, but also yes. Okay. It feels like you know that you use manipulation a little bit, possibly not fully, but I'm also getting from a standpoint of victim mentality. And the thing to pay attention to, warning, whatever, because I saw flashing red, is that if you keep kind of moving this way, Because what I'm seeing is it seems like you're going deeper into this hole of using this tactic to get things, because you find that maybe when you play the victim or act like you at the cost of others' well-being and wellness, you found that this gets you things that you desire in your work, and versus maybe doing other ways, going about it with maybe more accountability. And there's a warning that if you keep moving down this path, eventually things are going to dry up. You're not going to continue getting what you desire, because I just heard a part of you knows better. So this is kind of more of a redirection for whoever this is for. This is an invitation to redirect the way you're looking at things, the way you use your energy, and moving out of the energy of manipulation. If this feels aligned, just trust it and maybe start to look at ways like, I'm getting victim mindset to look at. Do I see myself as a victim? Am I a victim? Why am I a victim? How does being a victim benefit me? Really, that's really what it is. How does being a victim benefit me? Because it's just like in EFT, which is tapping, emotional freedom technique, there's something that's called a secondary gain. So sometimes when we tap on things, to clear them, to move them, we also sometimes need to look at the secondary gain, because sometimes there is a benefit to staying in a certain space, mindset, way of doing things, even if it isn't to our benefit long term. So I'm hearing to really ask yourself that, what is the benefit of me being a victim? And honestly, to start, I'm hearing life scripting, to start scripting out how you would like your life to be, to feel, to be, if you were not embodying the victim so much. If you take more accountability for your life, even if it feels like this feels hard, because I'm being called to this little crown or whatever this is, and it feels like someone is on a throne, and it feels like you utilizing this energy makes you feel kind of superior to others, because you've tapped into this way of doing things that seems easy, but in actuality, long term, it's not going to benefit you. Because how do I say this? You are someone that has the frequency of magic, royalty, whatever. I'm not, how's kind of coming through. You have this ability to have godlike radiance, and not in a I don't know how to say this, so unrealistic way, or whatever the case may be is. You just have an energy about you. Let me just say this. You do have an energy about you, but it's how you utilize it, basically. Do you want to utilize it in a way to manipulate others and get what you want, but it's not going to serve you long term and eventually it's going to stop? Or do you want to start to redirect yourself now to bring in long-term abundance and prosperity and healthier, better, loving connections, basically? So I'm gonna leave it at that. Alchemist. Different person. Okay. Felt kind of similar. But okay, alchemist, light attribute. Transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. Shadow attribute. Misuse of the power and knowledge that come through spiritual practice. It does feel, you know what? Kind of feels kind of similar, so I'm gonna honor that, because realistically this one was down to if honestly it feels like the same thing. An alchemist is someone that is able to transmute. They're able to shift and change things, energies and frequencies situations. And okay, so yeah, it's a little bit of both. So for the person I was just talking to about this one, this aligns a little bit for you too. Like I said, you have an energy about you. It's just how you use it. So, okay. Now, on a different standpoint, this is more for everybody. I'm hearing there is, there is an invitation to look at how we're using our energy. Me too. There is a call to look at how we are utilizing our energy. And whether we're feeding certain parts of ourselves that hinder our growth, whether it's through actions, whether it's through mindsets, whether it's through staying in a place emotionally that honestly is more detrimental to our well-being and our health, versus allowing things to shift and change. And what skill sets do you have? This isn't and this just isn't physical. This is energetic too. Are you able, like when you walk into a room, do people look your way? When you speak, do things get silent when people were playing before, but they're listening to what you have to say? Does your hug literally shift someone's whole day? When you write things, do they come to pass? Do they manifest? Do you know things in your dream state? Like, these are kind of different off the wall examples, but like I said, I'm not going for hard skill sets that you can learn in a job or a training program. I'm just saying in general. What are the natural things about you that you notice that people might say? Matter of fact, what things do you hear often or you've heard a couple times? It's like, it seems like there's some truth to this. And then, how can you utilize those things for bringing more value to yourself and others? How can you tap into what's naturally there for you and use it to create a better life, a better emotional state, a better mental state? I just saw love language too and communication language too. So maybe even, okay, I got it. So yeah, what things do you know naturally about yourself? And then maybe you need to do an audit of yourself. What are the things you know about yourself that you don't know? If that makes sense. It might not make sense, but sometimes we act out of a knowing subconsciously. And sometimes we actually do need to look at ourselves so that we can know ourselves more. Because the more you know yourself, the more you can utilize your natural gifts, your natural geniuses, or the things that you have crafted within yourself, the skills that you have honed to do something, to create something better. So yeah, love languages. What do you know about your love language? Do you know what your love language is? Do you know what your communication style is? Do you know how you tend to work through things, like your thought processes? Do you know, honestly, even some more basic stuff, like what is, it's very basic, but it's coming up. Do you even know the basic things about, do I like tea over coffee? Yes, very, very kind of simple, but for some people, they kind of need to really ask themselves this. I'm getting, okay, it feels like it's kind of going more into a personal thing for someone. Like, I'm feeling like you've been kind of going with the flow for so long and just accepting things that you've honestly fully don't know who you are. You don't know your own magic, your own capabilities. You don't even know some of your basic likes and dislikes. And it's time to rediscover that. It's time to get to know you again, or at all if you haven't truly ever allowed yourself to get to know yourself. And I'm literally seeing someone writing this down. Like, initially, you might need to write this down. Like, everything you know about yourself, everything you're learning about yourself. For some people, I'm getting, this might have to do with a physical or like a brain thing too. And so you might need to write stuff down so you can actually have this and know it and go back to it. I'm not going to go into all the specifics of that, but it feels like there's possibly some physical health things too that are creating some blocks, but there is a deep invitation to get to know yourself better. Okay, I think this is going to be, pull some self-care cards and then the ink reader. Okay, 2 more decks. I feel like this is a bit of a long reading. Okay. Self-care advice as we work through abundance. Self-care advice as we work through abundance. Da, 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 da. I don't fully have a style of picking cards. I mean, I kind of do. I kind of pull out what calls to me. Sometimes I'll do pulling from the bottom or the top, or if cards pop out, but it's my style. So, create art. Alone time and intuition. I'm gonna kind of move these a little bit quicker because I feel like we've already been kind of talking for a little bit and we still got a lot to go for the video. Create art, alone time, and intuition. Alone time feels like the core of this, the foundation, which makes sense because a lot of times to really tap into your own channel and to create art, a lot of times you need time to self. Chain getting paid over here. Chain getting paid over there. Okay, just heard that. I just heard that from looking at this. So yeah, spending more time alone, maybe even time blocking, making time with yourself so you can allow to work through your own intuition. You can do some of the exercises or suggestions, invitations that came up so far. And so you can create whatever that may be. And I keep seeing money. So for some people, this might turn into a stream of income, which obviously with abundance. Now, let me say one thing about abundance. Abundance is not just money, which I'm gonna, I'm doing the card reading before I do the mini little talk I might do on abundance that I'm gonna put earlier in the video. But just in case I don't, abundance is not just money. It seems like for the purpose of this, a lot of it is coming up around prosperity and money, but other things are coming up too. But it's not just that. So I felt like I needed to make that clear. But also, yes, for this specifically, creating art is going to lead to more abundance in your life as a whole. More time, more finances, more freedom, or peace, more joy in general. Okay. And I just got a little message for myself about ecstatic dance too. I'm gonna just say that when I look back at this later. Is that it? That is it. Okay. Simple to the point. And honestly, just give yourself time to integrate. Give yourself time to rest. And I'm gonna say something too. Nervous system work. Working with your nervous system is very important. You can want all the things in the world and do all the work, but if your body doesn't feel safe to receive it, then it doesn't matter. You can do an abundance altar if you want to have a specific space where you work on abundance. if you have a specific like intention, prayer, chant, like there are certain things I listen to almost daily when I go to sleep around abundance or finances or health and stuff, just as a way to kind of I don't do it all the time, but it depends on what phase in life I'm working on. Like there are certain times where I'm working on this topic, like I'm working on more confidence in myself, or I'm working on a more like abundant mindset. There was a point I did a lot of abundance work as far as my mindset and my frequency. There's a time where I needed to work through a lot of anger, like, you know, so depending on what phase or what chapter or whatever that I'm working on will determine what I am doing, whether it is something I'm doing every day, every week, or whatever it may be. It just depends. So it doesn't have to look the same every day or in every season or whatever of your life. And I just heard what, from the top or the bottom? Both. Okay, a few more self-care cards. And then I got one more deck and we're moving on. Okay, dream journal. Look to the stars, sweet treat, and meditate. Okay, meditate. I'm seeing subliminals. I'm seeing moving meditation. I'm literally seeing somebody washing dishes with the intention to have more mindfulness as they do it. Like, allow themselves not to just space out as they're doing it, but how can they become a meditative experience? You know, whether it's that, whether they're just moving about their day. I'm just seeing more mindfulness, and then subliminals, kind of what I was saying. Sweet treat. I'm being pulled actually to what this is, like a little tattoo or something. I'm literally seeing someone with tattoos. And sweet treat, I mean, it's kind of simple, but I'm seeing how can you invite more sweetness into your life? Not necessarily food sweetness, but how can you invite more sweetness into your life? And for some people, it can be cooking. Okay, I'm seeing the question, invite more sweetness. That is a journal question, it feels like. But also I'm seeing someone with a tattoo baking, like a baking business or something. So that resonates. Look to the stars. For some people, utilizing the moon cycles. I'm seeing two things. I'm seeing natal chart and I'm seeing moon cycles. And I'm being pulled to the full moon. So maybe using the full moon for releasing ceremonies. Like, what can you release during the full moon for people that are into that or open to that? And ways to do that, you can literally do the journaling stuff we talked about. You can do letter burning rituals, literally writing stuff down and say, I release this with love, thank you, blah, blah, blah. Burn it in a safe space for the smoke to go out so it doesn't choke or doesn't cause a fire, whether it's outside, inside. You can do life scripting, like I said, kind of. You can actually do the activities that are geared towards these things. Some of the things mentioned, or if anything comes to you, you can declutter, you can clean. There are so many things. It's personal to you. A natal chart. I'm here for people that are into astrology to look at what house their Jupiter is in, and to maybe work with that energy more, because Jupiter is the planet of expansion and opportunities and extra support. Granted, there can be other things that can affect that, but in general, I just heard to look at the house and the sign that their Jupiter is in, and to maybe start to try to work with those energies more. And then I just heard Saturn return for someone. So I don't know if someone is in their Saturn return. It's usually like every 30 years or so, give or take. Usually a lot of things start to shift around that time. So if you're in your Saturn return, you might start to notice different changes in your life, period. And dream journal. Okay, so I just saw, as I was looking at that, the dream journal aspect of it, but I'm also seeing someone having a nourishing nighttime routine would be important and beneficial to them, as well as I guess what I mentioned earlier, the gratitude, doing that at night before you go to bed, and then having a dream journal to write down messages that come to you when you wake. Okay, last deck, so we can move on, because this reading is kind of turned into a long one. I could do a video just with the reading, but it's okay. Like I said. Whoop, okay. Da, da, da. Anything else for this abundance? You. Ah, my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. We'll put those over to the side for right now. Okay. Now this is my Soul Truth Oracle deck. I have a lot of card decks. I have some tarot decks too, but I work more with oracles. Yeah. Am I letting fear stop me? Are you experiencing a mountain of fear right now? Are you stalling, freezing, or giving up? The juicy secret is that you are the boss of fear. You are unstoppable. But it's up to you to see that by taking action. Today's soul action. Today, be brave and do it scared. Choose one fear and move through it. You are in need of a hero, so that is who you will become. I'm gonna see if I can kind of, it's coming through without the light, just in case you want to screenshot. Hopefully that came through okay. What passion am I ready to pursue? Your passions will continually lead you to your purpose. What passions have you put to the side, given up on, or buried? What passion is ready to come alive in you? Today's soul action. Write a list of the passions to which you want to give life right now. Then journal how you can incorporate more of what you are passionate about into your daily life. Trust your soul's whispering and let your passions draw you towards your dream life. Okay, all of these kind of popped out, so anything in here, read them all, but don't go to the back. Okay, so we have some other inquiries. Am I clear on what my soul really wants? We're just gonna leave that at that. We're not gonna do the back. When was the last time I couldn't stop laughing or smiling? And am I afraid to be seen? This one I feel like I should read the back. We're gonna do that. The world doesn't want you to hold back any longer. Time to shine your unique light on the world. You were made from love, and from love you are whole. There is no more hiding. There is no more shame. There is only truth. Live naked and free. Today's soul action. What parts of me do I hide so I can be socially accepted and fit in? Am I being authentic? Do I allow myself to be all of me? What do I need to feel so I can be safe to be seen? Journal your answers. Okay. Okay. So now I am going to move. Let me let you get this first. I'm gonna say this one too. Where can I ask for more help in my life? Last card. This is a very journal-rich video right now. A lot of prompts and things to do. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, I am going to move on to the SRT and go from there. Okay. All right, so we're gonna be doing the SRT on abundance. I've already done my prep to work for me and whoever will be watching this. So first we'll start off. What is the lowest positive energy for those that watch this on abundance? 0. And what is the highest negative for those that will be watching this? 100. Okay. Do that first. Okay. All right, so before we start, we're gonna do a general clearing on abundance itself before we do the charts. Okay, can we please clear and bring the positive up to 100 and then the negative down to 0 as much as possible without research for abundance, for those that will be receiving this. Check it now. Okay. All right. What is the lowest possible positive energy that they hold on abundance? 65. And what is the highest possible? I said the lowest. Yeah. And what is the highest negative that they hold on abundance? No. 55. Okay. Mother, father wound. Do that also. Okay. We're just gonna do it and then we'll see what it is. Okay, for the mother, what they hold on the mother energy wise, can we bring the positive up to 100, the negative down to 0 as much as possible without research when it comes to the mother, for those that be watching this? Okay, same thing with the father, please. Bring the positive up to 100, the negative down to 0, or as much as possible without research for the energy that they hold on the mother or on the father. Okay. All right. What is the lowest positive that is held on the mother? The lowest positive for those watching. 15. And what is the highest negative held for those? 75. What is the lowest possible positive on the father? 45. And what is the highest negative? 8. Oh no, hold on. I'm trying to move. Where are you going? To me. Okay. All right. Da, da, da. All right, where are we going first? Is that 15? Yes. Okay. Okay, where are we going for the I am level consciousness programs? Duality of I am level consciousness. Anything else? Nope. All right, let's please clear, transmute for the duality of the I am level consciousness. For these, you don't need to know everything that's going on, and I'm not going to explain all of it just because it's a lot to the SRT charts. If something comes through for me to speak on, or something simple, I'll kind of go over it, but honestly, for this, it's just really you being open to receiving the clearing and the energy for it. I might do some videos in the future where I kind of go deeper into some of it for the level for people to know outside of the training. Okay, is this 17? Yeah. Fine tuning, where are we going? Pick up discordant energy. Okay, anything else? Unwillingness to learn. Okay, anything else? Savior complex. Okay. Susceptibility to lower forces. Abdication of mental responsibility. Abdication of emotional responsibility. Okay, is that it? Give me a no when you're complete. Okay, that's it. All right. Can we please clear and transmute? Download as needed too. Okay, and then go to chart 5 after. Got it. Do it again. Okay. Can we do one more pass through? I'm hearing. Felt like some residue. Oh, 5 and then come back maybe? Okay. Okay. I don't want to alarm anybody for chart 5. Chart 5 usually comes up when there's possibly interference or blocks when it comes to certain things. So some of these words might seem a little scary, but it's nothing to be scared of or anything. Okay. Are we going on the outside, inside, or both? Both? Okay. So let's start on the outside first, please. Responsibility. Okay. Anything else for the outside? Hate. Okay. Anything else? Greed. Fear. Desire, ambition, or both? Ambition. Okay. Anything else? Cruelty. Coveting. No. Imprint of brain damage. Okay. Anxiety. Anything else on the outside? No. Okay. Where are we going on the inside? Oop, that's strong. Dark forces. Okay. Anything else on the inside? Dark energies. Okay. Anything else? That's kind of strong. Satanics, demonics, or both? Demonics. Okay. Anything else? discordant thought forms. Okay. Anything else? Hold on. Is that clear? There we go. Discordance and the aura. Okay. Anything else? No? Are we ready to clear? Okay. Please clear. Transmute. And download is needed. For this one specifically, I will suggest maybe for those that feel a strong kind of coveting of what others have, so much so that they feel almost like it clouds their judgment and they act out of greed or fear. Maybe starting to do some purifying baths to help to kind of clear your aura and your field and your mental space. I'm seeing lemongrass, like working with that in the bath. And of course, or you can just do it, simple salt bath. But asking that your frequency, your mind, your mental state, your heart be clear and loving towards yourself and others. And then maybe moving forward, starting to just do that regularly. Maybe just help me maintain a clear heart and mind towards myself and others. Something like that. It can be more, but honestly, you can just start off simple so you don't take on too much. And then if other things come to you to do, then just do that. And just spending more time in nature. Okay, is that complete? Nope, we downloading something. Frequency of lemongrass. And, okay, are we complete? Yes. Okay, should I go back to 17? No. Okay. Okay, where else? How to change your life. Okay, where are we going? Draw in energy. I'm seeing someone eating more nourishing foods. Bone broth is coming up. I'm hearing for healing the gut and the nervous system. Oh, for healing the gut and nervous system. So for some people, maybe, hold on 1 second. For some people, I'm getting, there is some physical healing to work on, like your gut health. By helping to heal the gut, your body will be able to absorb minerals, nutrients, and stuff better. And you will have more physical energy, more vitality to do things. More vitality and capacity to work on your passion projects, but also things that are going to help give you more time freedom by bringing in more income. But yeah, so you have more vitality and abundance of vitality, but working on the gut health, even taking out the income, just in general, I'm seeing will be very beneficial to you. Bone broth might be nice, or just look into other gut healing things, but just focusing on that for yourself to see what it is you specifically need will be really nice. Anything else? Acting as if. Yeah, I'm seeing life scripting again. It's kind of come up a couple times in this whole video in other areas. I think in the cards. Life scripting, like really start to move and think and act in your life as if things are already a certain way, and think as if the person if you desire to be someone who is, I don't know, speaking on podcasts regularly or has their own podcast, think as if, how would this person go about their day? Like, when you wake up, what is it that you do for your day to start your day? What does that look like for you? How are you in your relationships? How are you when it comes to reaching out about collaborations or creating avenues for people to reach out to you for collaborations? For instance, do you have a business email set up specifically for collaborations or just in general for people to reach out to you? Do you have any type of offering out into the world where people can kind of hear how you speak or your style of talking or communication? Do you have examples like that out into the world? Like, what avenues do you already have available to make yourself open, like to make yourself available, or that you are doing to reach out to others? That's what I'm hearing. How does this person plan their day or their week? You know, things like that. And how do you feel too? And then even start to do things that help you tap into those emotions already, even if it's not related. And then maybe when you tap into those emotions, start to visualize you doing these other things while feeling this way. Okay. Take a break is very strong. Okay, I'm not sure if this is someone that is currently on a sabbatical from like working, or they're considering going on a sabbatical. I'm feeling like they're already on one, because I'm hearing that it's ending soon. There's an invitation while you're on the rest of this sabbatical to really honestly take a break. I feel like you've been on this sabbatical, but you're still working in some way, shape, or form. You're still constantly doing stuff. And Spirit is like, you need to honor this time now before things pick back up, and really rest. Really do things you want to do. Really take care of yourself, like things for self-care. So it feels like, while you still have this time and this space left, how can you utilize this to, for one, take care of yourself, rest, and then if there's some type of thing you want to pursue, like some type of hobby, or business or whatever, maybe how can you put a little time towards that now to start moving towards it, but still honor your time. Like, do some self-care. Don't work yourself while you're supposed to be taking a break. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Okay, back to taking a break again. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, okay. You moving. Where you going? Where you going? Is it? Oh. Okay, hold on. Is that other? No. Is it something else other than the things I pointed out on this chart? No. Okay. Is it complete? Yeah. Okay. Let's clear, transmute, download as needed. The concepts of these things too, in a loving way that was talked about. Taking a break, acting as if, drawing in energy. And honestly, let's kind of enjoy, let's download a little bit of the frequency of just enjoying the process more. Please and thank you. But I refuse to let you go. If I'm begging, please, for your sympathy, I don't mind, 'cause you mean the much to me. All right, where am I going now? Clear and concise, please. Where are we going next? Is that the Infinite Council? No? Okay, where are we going? Is that healing by father, mother, grandfather? Yes, please apply then. I just heard for some people you might feel a rush of energy, or a thought just possibly came to you of something to do or pursue. Maybe journal a little bit on it. And for some people, you kind of want to take a nap after this. Please honor that if you're able to. Okay. All right. Anything else? Oof. That's strong. Is that soul family? No. Is that level 3? Hold on. Where are we going then? Is that Siamese souls? Yes. Please clear. I'm here for someone. They might need to do some auric repair work, like so for your auric field, your energetic field. I'm hearing meditation on aura, like healthy auras, but also asking your team specifically, show me how can I repair my aura, or how can I have a healthy auric field, or how's it that like asking a question to yourself, to your team, to really kind of guide you on what steps to take or who to bring into your life. But I just saw auric repair field. Auric field repair is almost was like it was another person or energetic attached to you, and when I just did that clearing, I saw them detached, so it's like a hole in your field, but you also need to repair it and seal it, so it's just your energy and you don't have this attachment anymore. I don't know if it was somebody that was close to you, or just this is an energetic thing, but yeah, that just came up to do. Okay. Anything else? Okay, is that soul family? Yes, please clear. Transmute. It feels like the frequency of more healthy, loving relationships is being downloaded. It's kind of weird, but I'm gonna say it. So I felt like now when it was doing the second little going this way, clearing again, it was tapping into the frequency of mint to clear, and then when it was just downloading for the second time, I saw lavender being downloaded to soothe the soul. I'm saying that just in case that's relevant to anybody, but also for myself when I come back through these videos at whatever point. I think it's interesting to kind of see how things come up. I mean, I work with herbs and stuff, but so it's not surprising that I'm just like, oh, like that's interesting. Is that 20? Okay, 20, refining consciousness. Imbalance of the etheric body at the 1 level. Okay, anything else? Guess not. All right, is that it? Yes, okay. Let's clear, transmute, download as needed. For imbalance of the etheric body at the 1 level. So I refuse to let you go. If I have to beg and please for your sympathy. I don't know why I keep listening. Why do I keep playing that song? I might listen to that later today. Maybe it could have something to do with somebody that's listening too. Okay. Yeah, here we're getting close to the end for the clearing. Okay. Anywhere else? Is that DNA, chromosomes, and trailers? Yes. Okay. Can we please clear all of that, please? And download as necessary. DNA, chromosomes, and trailers is basically kind of like just energetic residue. When we clear, sometimes like residuals or leftover old, how do I say this, like old files from old ways of being type things. I don't know if that makes sense, but hey, energetically. So we're just kind of clearing. Start to do mop up soon. Okay. I'm gonna do a 1-word clear and download too. Well, I guess for our download, we can do abundance. We've already kind of, so you can see if there's something else attached with that too. Okay. Anything else before I do the 1 words? No? Okay. Let's do that really quick and then we'll do a final. Don't want to overload. Okay. So even though this is an abundance reading, let's say for what is the biggest program, discord, energy attached to it that's affecting that we can clear. Lethargy, is that correct? Okay, that one feels about right. Lying. Yeah, okay, let's clear. Clear and transmute lying. Okay, and what about what to bring in this place? Is that consideration? Hold on. Clear and concise answers, the top 1 for everyone. That makes abundance. Is that correct? Yeah, okay. Hold on. Oh, okay. Well, we clearing something. Hold on. Because it went to, it was starting to go to courage and peace, and then consideration, and then abundance and health. But it makes sense. It's for multiple people, but we need the top 1, please. So I'm gonna try that again. It's clearing something. And download. I'm seeing a visual. This is interesting as it's downloading. I'm seeing a visual of almost like, I forgot what it's called, but it's the pyramid of basic needs. I forgot the name of the person who created it, but it's something basic needs pyramid or something. And I'm seeing abundance going all the way down to the very bottom when the root, where the base necessities is at, basically. Like home or, you know, like safety and stuff. Okay, now can you give us a one word? Apologies for the sudden drop on the video for the SRT. I didn't realize my phone had died. I had more battery. I thought I had more battery, but we were just at the end, so the only thing you missed was just me thanking Spirit, our higher selves, and ending the session for the SRT. So now we're going to do a quick little Reiki session for abundance. Reiki is just basically tapping into the energy of the divine and bringing it in. And then those that do Reiki, they basically channel it for where it's supposed to go. So just a quick thing, just so you're aware, I am a Reiki level 3 trained. So I'm trained in all 3 levels of Holy Fire Reiki. So for this, basically, if you're open to it, it's just honestly just speaking that intention either externally or out loud. I receive the support from my highest good. My intention personally is just to help to channel a little bit of Reiki energy towards supporting you tapping into abundance more for what's for your highest good, to a level and degree that it's safe for you to receive physically, mentally, and emotionally. So I've already channeled some Reiki into this as I created this cute little colorful abundance sheet, and then I have some Reiki symbols on the back along with a couple other things just to infuse this. I'm also going to be infusing Reiki as I'm speaking into the camera as I am talking. So now I just ask you to get into a meditative space. To sit comfortably, lie comfortably. Honestly, if you don't want to watch this, you don't have to. You can just kind of listen and receive. Gosh. Okay. So for those that are looking at the video, I ask for you to look at this paper. Looking at the word abundance. Just kind of allowing whatever comes through, whatever downloads may come through when it comes to abundance, when it comes to receiving, when it comes to being open. Looking at all the different colors in the background for the letters and for the words. Looking at the greens, the blues, the reds, the gold, all of it. And just allowing the beautiful blessings that the divine has to flow to you, to come into your awareness around what's possible for you in your life, for your relationships, for your health, for your finances, just in general. When you step outside and look at all the beautiful nature around you, from the grass to the trees, to the birds, to the flowers, the plants, all of it, how can you not just know and trust that there is abundance all around you and within you in your life? From seeing all the people as you go about your day, to all the cars on the road, to all of the buildings. When you go to a store and you see all of the different items there, from clothes to shoes, to a grocery store, to all of the food items. There is always abundance around us. We are abundant. Just waking up each day and being able to take a breath, whether assisted or not, that is abundance. You have an abundance of prana and life and magic within you that moves and flows and allows you to be here to experience this life. What more can you do to open yourself up to the abundance that wants to come in? Is it taking a moment each day to take a few deep breaths and say thank you for what you have? Is it stepping outside and taking a walk and saying, you know what? I am open to the possibility of what this beautiful little adventure has to offer today. Whether it is just revelations that may come to you, whether it is some type of surprise interaction with someone that turns out to be really nice and fulfilling, whether it's just the time to be. I'm going to be silent and allow you to just receive this energy, as well as any information that you will receive from your own source, your own connection to the divine. If your eyes are still open, feel free to close them. Feel free to put your hands on your heart, or one on your heart, one on your stomach, to lay them down by your side, to get comfy, and just receive. All right. I invite you to just kind of bring a little bit of movement back into your body, wiggling your toes, moving your fingers. Feel free to keep your eyes closed if you would like, or feel free to open them. I'm going to end this session and disconnect the Reiki, allowing it to integrate. All right. Thank you.